kwa kina yale ambayo yanajiri katika kaunti mbalimbali. Na basi moja kwa moja na kupeleka hadi hapa jijini Nairobi, ambapo kwa sasa muungano wa wahudumu wa afya wanafanya mkutano na wanahabari kuhusiana na mgomo, mtazamaji, ambao huenda ukaanza hivi karibuni. Hebu tuwasikize.
Still exist in some of the county, which include promotion of our members, which have not happened since we went to devolution. And also, we are saying that we have been pushing that our interns be paid, something that we have also an internship policy that need to be implemented. But the government and the county government have not implemented this. What is these issues that we are talking about? We are pushing on our CBA. We are pushing to ensure that our facilities are fully equipped, that the human resource for health is fully enabled to work, and ensure that even the big four that is being talked by the principle of this country, including the universal health care, is being achieved. We continue talking of understaffing in the health sector. We continue seeing Kenyans dying because of cholera since devolution. For the last 5 years, we have had cholera killing people. And even the other day, you saw a child dying because of cholera. Is it negligence from the government? Is it the reason? Is it because they are quite incompetent to do what they are doing? Or is it because they are neglecting, or rather abdicating on their duty? It is the responsibility of the government to ensure that there is affordability, accessibility, and a quality health care for all the Kenyans. It is not a favor. It is a must. Now, we have had a song of the universal health coverage. Time call it universal health care. They do not understand that we have a difference between the universal health coverage and the universal health care. These are the matter that we are saying. If you have to achieve it, in our memorandum we are saying you must employ to what we have provided in our standard and norms, that this is the standard provision to have the health workers having. For you to ensure that Kenyatta is decongested, Mama Lucy, Mbagathi, and all the referral facility at the county level, you must ensure that the facility, starting from the dispensary and the health centers, are well equipped and have health workers to work. We have mushrooming facilities, actually buildings without health workers, having a health worker working for 24 hours. How do you expect this person to offer a quality service? This is what we are saying. It is inhuman, and we cannot allow it in this era. The bad thing we have in this country, when we talk about health financing, which will enable to ensure that we have a facility equipped and the employment of the clinical officers across the country is up to par, is the people who make decisions on financial health matters and all legal issues. They never seek services in the facility, the public sector. That's what we are talking about. And always the decision they make, they are not informed, and hence not meant to benefit even the Kenyan. When we talk about the universal health care, already there is money pumped in. But you'll hear the beneficiary will be in the private. So where does the Kenyan, the Wanjiko, who is a poor Kenyan, go to seek services? They don't get services. Honorable members, the people standing before you, we are not able even to afford the services that we offer ourselves. There is a provision in the Labor Relations Act and also in the Devolved Function Act 2012, which provide that the government will ensure a comprehensive cover for all the health workers and actually all public servants. We have a cover by the NHF, which is not comprehensive, which is the effort of the employee against what the law says. Since when this country will start living to the laws that they provide? We want a comprehensive cover. That's what we are providing on our CBA for our members, because we are not able to afford the services that we offer. This then begs a question: how does other Kenyan afford the services? Actually, I want to say this. How we finance our health sector is a question, and the cost for health services is a question. Now the so-said the NHF, which is actually driving the universal health coverage. We know we have issues with the Act, the way they are doing their things, the way they actually rebate on services done. We know that all the favor goes to the private sector. We are not saying that the private sector is bad, but do we really rebate for the services or do we rebate for the facility? In any case, if that is the case, this is a government institution that needs to support another government institution. And hence, if those issues will not be met as we have said, we have escalated this matter to different government agencies, including the government, the National Assembly, the Senate, and we are planning to meet the Cabinet Secretary. If at all we have to mitigate anything called a strike, and I normally ask, when did the things go wrong? Things start going wrong, things never goes wrong. That is to say, even last year when we went on strike, all the issue, all the matters that took people to strike have never been addressed. How do we expect the country to run without any disruption of the services that we call essential? The government must give priority indeed to the issues that matter to Kenyans. If not, we will continue seeing these matters coming up all the time, and we will continue running in a country where there is no health care. And I want to note this. From the team that you represent the government, they said last year there was a strike for over 300 years and nothing happened. I want to tell them that Kenyan died, and that is a very bad thing if they still say that people went on strike and nothing happened. The Kenya who died will never wake up. They will never wake up to see into their actually desire to have a better country where health care is never a favor but a priority and actually guaranteed by the government that is in place. I want to thank you very much, and I wish to welcome the chairman to give a remark, and we'll take a comment or other question thereafter.
Okay, thank you, General. So the members of the Fourth Estate and Kenyans, allow me to bring this discussion into context. First, I want to start by saying that we had passed a resolution as a union that we were going to give a strike notice of 7 days. But after we have met the leadership of the Senate and the National Assembly health committees who have expressed their desire to conciliate in this matter, we have decided to give a longer time of 28 days so that we can give conciliation a chance. It is well known by all Kenyans by now that we are one of the most patient unions that we have in the health sector. It is known that last year when everybody went on strike, we agreed to go back, actually with nothing, because we wanted to salvage the situation. We went into some discussions which have lasted for far too long. We had some agreement with the government, and one of the agreements, and it's contained in an MOU of March last year, was that there were issues that were to be addressed once we have a union that we registered in July last year. When we have come to the table, the government has decided to betray us. What issues are we talking about? Because it's good that we appreciate. We are talking about issues that have been guaranteed by the law, but the government is in contravention and they are adamant to negotiate. Actually, they are saying that we should take a position, and that position is status quo. They are trying to employ intimidation and arm-twisting tactics to get the union to sign a CBA with nothing, a CBA that does not improve the welfare of the clinic officer. And what we are trying to say is that they have given this invitation for far too long, and we are now willing to accept the invitation. If it's a strike they want, then we are going on strike after 28 days, and there won't even be a further notice. It is very unfortunate in this country that we have a precedence where you have to have industrial unrest, you have to have people suffering for the government to act. And as a union, we had said that this is the precedence we wanted to change so that we can have a harmonious ending without subjecting Kenyans to suffering. Some of the things we're asking for are like, if you look at Employment Act, Section 34, An employer is obligated by the law to ensure that employees have a medical cover. In so many counties, the employees only have NHIF cover, and that NHIF cover is employee funded. So they are actually in contravention of the law. When you tell them you need to negotiate, they tell you you either take their position or you can go. We have internship. There is an internship policy. The current CS Health was the CS in the Public Youth and Gender Ministry, and she actually signed that policy that said internship should be paid in this country. But now they are telling us that we cannot negotiate for payment of our interns. The other issues are like allowances, which you're asking for harmonization. A clinic officer is usually the most exposed person in the medical fraternity. And this is because this is the person who is the gatekeeper of the sieve. Once a patient comes to the hospital, this is the first person who will diagnose this person, and then they'll be able to tell other health workers that you need to take precaution because this person is suffering from a contagious disease. And so we are exposed to the highest risk. But if you look at the risk allowance that has been given to clinic officers, it's actually the lowest. So we are not asking for anything outrageous. We are actually asking things that have been entitled to us by the law. We are asking things that are only logical. But the government seems that they are not of the opinion that this has to end harmoniously. And so, as I have said, they have sent the invitation. It has long overdue because it has been 4 months, and we were even willing to extend for another 21 days. But they said that their stand won't budge. It will remain as it is. And so we say we accept the invitation. We are going on strike. We will meet on the other side of the river. Thank you.
Maybe there's any question? Yes.
You mentioned that if you do go on strike, that it will not disrupt services. How do you plan to ensure that even when you do go on strike, the common Wajiko will still get their services?
I mentioned that the government felt that